Take advantage of the Boxing King Media discount at BYD Sheffield. You can get this amazing car for £269 per month with a £269 deposit. Details in the description.
Boxing King Media powered by BYD. Mr. Adam Smith, a bit of a monumental day here. I don't know if it reminds you of any of your time at Sky. Huge announcement, loads of shows.
I tell you what reminded me actually, when Frank said DAZN is the place to be, and I remember him saying back in 1995, Sky is the place to be.
Then it was Box Nation.
Box Nation, I think BT, TNT, lots of other things. But yeah, he's obviously decided that DAZN is the right place to be. Joining Eddie, it's fantastic what Mike Riddart's brought to the party. I mean, he's, the DAZN, I mean, it's just unrivaled for combat sports. Incredible that everything's in one destination. Of course, my friends at Sky Sports still the place to watch everything else. The Sky Sports, massive channels and football and Formula One and cricket and all that, and of course the boxer shows, and good that they're doing Saudi as well. So boxing's still a massive part of Sky, but really if you look at the stables, particularly getting Eddie and Frank under one roof, you're adding GBM, Top Tier, Oscar, all the others. It's terrific what DAZN have done, and it's a huge move for Queensberry. And the first three shows are terrific as we expected. We kick off with the heavyweights, and they've got all the heavyweights pretty much Queensberry, which is interesting. Delicious Ore, the latest, and it's very, very exciting times. And if you look at the calendar, generally the boxing calendar, February was just fabulous. We're only halfway through, but we've got the 22nd still to go. March, April, May, June, it's just going to be unbelievable. Some of the best events we've seen in a long time, both in Britain and in Saudi, obviously.
What do you make of the strategy to I was speaking to George Warren earlier. I think they've obviously at some point decided that we're going to start snapping up all the British talent. And now they seem to have got all the stadium fillers, all the guys that they can put on big in-house domestic fights. I don't know, Boxer are part of a couple of the fights here, but they can put on big fights. They've obviously signed up Josh Taylor as well. I'm assuming Lee Wood's been signed to Queensberry as well. What do you make of that strategy to kind of slowly snap up? And also within your answer, what do you think Eddie Hearn's idea is? It not just letting Frank do all this, sign up all the British fighters?
Well, Eddie Hearn's back here on Saturday night. We're here again for Jack Catterall and Barboza Jr., which is a terrific fight. So I think it's great. They're working sort of with Turki Al-Sheikh, and everyone's all together on that stage. But here there remains that rivalry between Queensberry and Matchroom. You heard it up there with Mike and Frank joking about it. But Eddie will be serious on trying to get better shows. And obviously we expect Johnny Fisher and Dave Allen to go at it again. And there'll be other big ones here from Matchroom as well as Queensberry. So it's fantastic for the boxing fans. That's the key. And if there's that rivalry here, what it feels like is that although a lot of the attention has been on Saudi, and rightfully so, with some of the greatest cards in recent times, and I think February 22nd is the best one I've probably ever seen, top to bottom. Cannot wait to get out. But also I think what they've shown is the importance of keeping big shows in Britain too. And I think that's fantastic. You add to it Eubank and Ben at Tottenham at the end of April, and Fabio Wardley's just behind me, and I'm sure he's got a big fight planned, hopefully for Ipswich. So I think there'll be a big mixture, and that's great for fight fans to see not only just all the great content that DAZN have, the big fight's still on Sky, wonderful Royal Albert Hall with the women, with Tasha and Lauren, and that's terrific. Can't wait for that night. So much, as well as in Saudi, is here in Britain. So it's great for the supporters to go out locally as well. I mean, GBM, I work with GBM, and we're in Sheffield together on Friday. We're up and down the country for the next 6 months as well with GBM. Top Tier had their big show on Sunday too. It's great that there's still terrific action in Britain as well as in America, and obviously where it's all sort of happening, the centre of the boxing universe at the moment, out in Saudi.
On this card, do you see everyone on the red corner winning, or do you think there'll be some upsets, or is there all these 50-50 fights, or is there some clear favourites?
I think they're really good fights, and I think some jeopardy in all of those. Dillian White, you'd have thought would get past Joe Joyce, Lawrence Okoli, probably Riakporhe, and David Adelaide, probably TKV. But they're definitely not 75-25 fights, are they? They may not be 50-50, but they're probably 55-45 or 60-40. I mean, they're all live. You could feel the slight animosity up there, but also the respect, but the drive to get onto the next stage, because the winners of these go on into that sort of pot around Saudi. So we've got Dubois and Parker next week. We've got Zhilei Zhang and Kabayel. We know Usyk will come back at some stage, and these guys all want a shot at the big boys. So no, I think they're really good fights. I think Joyce and White is a fantastic fight. I think it's going to be a fan-friendly fight. It's going to be real entertainment. And no, either of them could win it. We don't know what Dillian's got left. We don't know what Joe's got left. But one of them is going to have a bit of an Indian summer. I love Okoli and Riakporhe at Sky. We waited for that fight for a long time in the cruiserweight division. Now it's happening up at heavyweight. There really is no love lost there. They're different styles, and Riakporhe can really punch. So, yeah, again, you slightly may favour Okoli, but Richard has got a real dig about him. He didn't really perform at Crystal Palace. He was probably a little bit nervous that night, I think. I don't think he was quite warmed up and ready to go, so he will be for this. This is a big opportunity for him, and it's a big opportunity for Jamie and for David as well. It's a fantastic night. You add Delicious Ore to it. April the 5th is very much a big Impact show, isn't it?
Last question for you. Do you have any concerns about Joe Joyce? There's been comments made today in the press conference. People have been saying it online. Do you have any concerns for his health and well-being and where he's at the moment? And yeah, I know he said that he's always been like that.
Yeah, that's what he says, and I've known Joe for a long time, and that's sort of his personality. No, we don't know. That was, I think, a little harsh at times from Dillian today. I mean, it's playful banter, and Joe doesn't mind it. But yeah, look, ultimately the health and safety in boxing is the most important thing. You know, we've had a tragedy in recent days, and our heart go out to the whole family in Ireland. That was just really, really sad. And yeah, it's tough. You know, Derek was here in fight number 49 on Saturday night, and do I want to see him go on for another 2-3 years? No. But if he goes on, he performed on Saturday again, and he'll go on and have another fight. Definitely, he'll make it 50. And Joe Joyce, I'm sure will give us everything this time. And then, look, if he wins, he's back in the picture. If he's not, he's got to look at his life and life outside of boxing. Obviously, it's very important, and we want fighters to look after themselves. But it is a hurt business. It's a difficult sport to be involved in. It's their choice. It's their decision when they go into boxing. But yeah, of course, we want everyone to come out healthy and happy and live great lives beyond boxing, because it's a short career. So yeah, obviously, but that's why we've got the British board. That's why we've got medical people who know far more than you and I about the state of athletes. And when they're ready to go, they're ready to go. But yeah, you don't want anyone to go on too long. That's absolutely right.
Definitely so, Adam. Some wise words there. Thank you for your time, and yeah, we'll see you at the next one.
Yeah, see you in the next one.
I got a question for you. Where can discipline take you? Discipline points you towards your goals.